Right. We've got an interesting story about custom-made software from
TBD.
LLMs. Mike and I have some different opinions.
Oh, now it's time to go.
Go. Yeah.
So I probably have talked about my opinion on this before on the show. I know we haven't done very many episodes, but it comes up a lot in my mind. So I've at least thought about it. What is the
Okay.
what triggered this for you, Peter?
Well, it was an article I saw on Hacker News, and it's basically a guy who he posted about this before, but he's replaced almost every piece of software that he uses on a day-to-day basis. There's a couple left. There's like he hasn't done it with browser, and he something else that's missing. But
Replaced
like
how?
it's he's so he used to use a tiling manager. He uses Linux, so he's got a Linux setup. He had a tiling manager and a text editor and a screensaver and a login and a blah blah. I don't know whatever apps he uses on a day-to-day basis, and he has gotten Claude Code to create a replacement for those pieces of software tailored to his own specifications. And I think it's incredible.
Move this
Um,
button slightly to the right so it's closer
yeah,
to my mouse hand. Well, Linux, I don't even know how they do it on it, but so
yeah.
I have to
Well,
tab one fewer times. I don't know.
all the custom shortcuts and features and everything's on there. And as
So
I
it's
say,
easier
email
to do
kind of
that than just to use some like key mapping software.
well, I mean, he's got a custom calendar. He's got haven't you like the first time I ever have had to use fucking Outlook. I loaded it up. I'm like, what is this? Like, what
Well,
do all these like 50 buttons do?
sure. Outlook is
Like,
ridiculous.
yeah, he's got a file manager, Windows, Explorer, or whatever. You don't need half the shit on there. I even Finder and Mac is terrible. I mean, it's not terrible. It works. We all kind of gotten used to it. But it would be nice to have something that's just custom built to you, wouldn't it?
So you're on board with this idea? Like, are you going to start doing this for yourself?
I am on board with it, but there's one other thing about it which I really love. There's one thing I don't love and one thing I do love. One thing is for a lot of this software, he's gotten it to compile to assembly, or at least he's got an assembly
Mm,
layer, which is like going to be crazy fast. There's
yeah,
no
good performance.
dependencies, there's no libraries that he's using. It's all just built exactly to what he wants, and everything else is stripped out.
Yeah.
Um, the other side of it is, I imagine there are quite a few security holes in there. But because he's the only, yeah, because he's the only user of it, he's much less vulnerable to like well-known things.
He could use AI to scan for security vulnerabilities.
I mean, I think he probably does, but like
Uh,
it's still, I don't know. It's a
yeah.
very yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I have I have I have maybe two thoughts. One is
Yeah, yeah. So
yes,
why are you such a curmudgeon, Mike? Why are you such
yes.
a Debbie Downer?
It's
Like, come
because
on, this is cool.
so it is cool, sure. And I have no
Oh,
problem with anybody who wants to do this, do it. Have at it. No problem. I
you
do.
sound like you sound like the homophobic old uncle. It's just like, I mean, well, they can do whatever
I
they
mean,
like.
you
But
want to
it's
do
like,
it, but no,
yeah.
no. So, the problem is when you start thinking that like this is how it should be for everyone.
Uh-huh.
So one issue is code is no longer a gate, right? If you have a piece of software, somebody could sit down in Claude and say, "Hey, write me a clone of this piece of software. Keep all the same functionality. Don't make any mistakes. Go." And
Okay.
you're done. Okay, fine, no problem. Whatever, have at it. Now you're on the hook for support, maintenance, security vulnerabilities down the road. Everything's on you. And so I think that that's one side of it. The other is um, people say this in like SaaS, right? SaaS is dead because now I can just have Claude write me a new Salesforce.
Well,
Like, so
yeah.
one, the last thing on this planet that I want is some sales manager creating his own CRM. First of all,
Yeah.
because you're losing any like industry best practices, any kind of project management, any kind of gating on what kind of features should or shouldn't go into it. Uh, then on top of that, you're also completely on the hook for hosting, backups, like all of the management that goes into it.
Yeah.
So Sure. Okay. You know, this guy's scenario, you got your own software, you can support it yourself, you can do all that stuff, no problem. So that's the core of my issue with this.
Okay. Well, okay. I'll give you an example from my own. We talked about before with terrible audio, so I don't know if anybody actually heard what I was saying, but I made an app that I've wanted for ages on Android, which is called What's Across the Water. You stand on the shore and it tells you what's over there. All right, so you're facing an island or a country or whatever. And I used it the other day. It was great. I was on a boat and I was like, what is that island that we're going past? And I got my app out and it worked. I was very, very, very happy. Like it was very exciting. But like I have, I, I don't know if you know this, but in the Android store, you have to upload your thing, and then there's all these release cycles you have to go through. Like there's
Yeah.
internal testing, there's closed testing, and you have to have at least 10 testers test it for 4 weeks in a row before they will release it publicly on the Android store.
Interesting. Okay.
And yeah, so I didn't know this. And at first I was like, oh my God, how am I going to get 10 testers? And so I posted on LinkedIn and some other places. Nobody was interested in helping me. Thanks, guys.
I downloaded it.
Oh, well, yeah, thank you.
But I'm completely, I live surrounded by farms, so I didn't see a lot of over the water kinds of things.
But I realized, and I was a bit bummed at first, but then I realized I don't care. I'm able to get it on my phone, and that's all I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to be an app developer. And that's like this guy. He's got an astronomy panel and a movie series app or whatever that he just wanted to build for himself. I love it. I think it's so cool.
And I'm doing something like this myself. I'm involved in a pub trivia group.
Oh yeah.
And there's a very popular software called Kahoot that we've tried to use a couple times, but it requires internet connection. So I am trying to essentially create, look at that, my phone ringing in the middle of the show. I had it face down, which I thought was supposed to mute it, but apparently not.
That was a feature from like 10 years ago that never made it in.
I don't have it anymore. My Pixel 4 should have it then. I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah.
So I want a LAN version of this software. So basically I'm saying like, hey, create me a clone of this that runs on a LAN off of a laptop. So I get it. There's cases for that. The other thing that people will say is like, oh, you just tell Claude, create a new Salesforce and it'll put everybody out of work. And like, yeah, okay, cool, maybe. But by the time we get to that point, just tell Claude to go get you 5 new customers. Like, what's the, why fuck around? Like,
very true. Yeah.
And by that point, we're all fucked anyway. So whatever, just enjoy the ride until we get there, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
That one.